Hey everyone, I'm Jesse and welcome to my Macular Degeneration vlog. I originally planned on doing a few of these, but at this point, probably no more than one more after this, if that. Maybe this will be it, I don't know. Anyways, about 4 years ago, when I was 39, I'm 43 now, I started having a problem in this eye, my left eye. One day I was reading and I noticed wavy lines all of a sudden. And shortly after that, I think within the next day, I had a blind spot right in the center of my eye. So I couldn't see, how do I describe this? You can look up pictures of what macular degeneration looks like online, but none of those pictures do it justice, as anybody who's had this would tell you. Basically, in the center there's nothing. If you look at pictures of this online, they'll show a gray spot, but that's not what it looks like. If I was looking at a piece of paper like this, I wouldn't be able to read a single word. In the middle, there'd be, so this is a white piece of paper, so the center of my vision was just white. There was nothing there, it was just white. But if you were to look at something that was a different color, like let's say this, then in the center, it would be probably be gray. Here it might be red. If I was looking at this, probably just black. If I looked at this, might be green or blue. Spot there, just nothing there. And no matter how big the print was or how long the words were, I wouldn't be able to read anything just with that one eye. Like if I closed my right eye and just looked at it, I wouldn't be able to read it. So I went to the optometrist. And because their equipment is limited, they couldn't really tell what was going on. It took them quite a while just to see anything at all what might be wrong. So I got a referral to an ophthalmologist. Before I got there, I Googled my symptoms, and it looked like I had macular degeneration. And so I went to the ophthalmologist, and they took pictures of my eye and did tests on me, and then I was told I needed a treatment called, a drug called Lucentis that was going to be injected into my eye. And I asked him about macular degeneration, and the ophthalmologist said, "Oh no, that's impossible. You're way too young. Like normally when you get that, you're in your 60s, your 80s, something like that." But eventually turned out, yeah, that's what I have. My eye is just that bad. It just sucks that much. That I had that. Macular degeneration is caused by just age, diabetes, high blood pressure. I have none of those things though. My eyes just suck. That's all there is to it. They're just that bad. Although I only have that problem in the one eye. So what happens is blood vessels in the eye burst, and the blind spot is actually blood. It doesn't look like blood. It's just a blind spot, but that's what it is. So what the drug Lucentis did is it just stops new vessels from forming, and then this allows the retina to heal itself. So the medicine doesn't actually fix your vision at all. It's just preventing new blood vessels from forming so the retina can heal itself. So I ended up having 4 or 5 injections. I had one a month for 3 months, and then I think 3 months later, and then 6 months, something like that. It's hard to remember exactly, but I ended up having 4 or 5 injections, which is very uncomfortable. Freezing drops get put into your eye, because as I was told by the ophthalmologist, if my eye wasn't frozen, I'd be screaming when the needle went in. So your eyes are frozen, or your eye is frozen, and then a specula is put on my eye to force it open, and then I have to turn to the side and look at the doctor's shoulder while also trying to force my eye open myself. and just focus on his shoulder. And then the needle goes in, and my eyes frozen, but I can you can feel it going in, and you can even it looks like a ripple effect when it goes in, like the medicine, like it's like a like when you throw a rock into water and you see the ripple effect. It's kind of like that when it goes in, you can see this rippling effect, and then immediately after, for a few minutes, if I put my head if I put my head down like this, I can actually see the medicine in my eye. It's like it looks kind of like a black ink blot or oil, like a dot, and it'll just like bounce around in my eyes. It's weird. And then I get a headache, and then just feel generally fatigued and crappy for the rest of the day. So I always get this done in the afternoon after work, so that doesn't really matter what I do after. I can just sit down and rest or lie down or whatever. Because that one little injection, doesn't just give me a headache. I just instantly feel fatigued and run down and just ugh. Yeah. Anyways, those injections, they did work. Even after the first injection, I noticed a difference. And then after a year or so, I think it was after about a year, the doctor said, okay, I'm fine, I'm good. And that was it. Until a couple months ago, where I started having a similar problem, again in the same eye. But instead of I didn't see a blind spot this time. Instead, it was, and there wasn't no wavy lines. It's just like a warping. So if I were to close my eye, like close my right eye, just use my left eye, things would be warped. Like if I looked at a person, the side of their face would be like warped in a bit. Words, nothing matched up, basically. So if I looked at a circle with my right eye, it's a perfect circle. If I looked at it with my left eye, it's more of like this like warped oval. So when I use both eyes, the two images, they don't match, right? So it's not like seeing double. Yeah, it's hard to describe. It's not like seeing double, but it's like two images, going together, and then they don't quite match up with each other. They don't line up with each other. So my vision ends up looking kind of, I don't know, weird and annoying. So anyways, I wanted to go straight to the optometrist, but I needed a referral because it had been like 3 or 4 years since I had seen him. So I went to the optometrist, and I got my referral. And then after the pictures of my eye were done, so exact same problem, but instead of it being in the center of my eye, it was on the side, which is why I didn't see a blind spot this time. All the blood vessels had burst off to the side, so that's why I was having like a warping effect, and I had no blind spots. So I mean, it was better, but and this time I'm on a drug called a new improved version called Eylea. Slightly cheaper too. Lucentis was $1,800 a shot, and this is Eylea is $1,700 a shot, and it's only like 0.3 milliliters or something like that, like a pin drop amount. But I'm covered under my insurance. I get 100% of it back, so whatever, that's fine. Through my insurance and another program, IQ, yeah, IQ. So that plus my insurance covers it all, so that's fine. So I've had 2 shots. I had the one, and then I had another one about a month later. And then the third shot I have coming up fairly soon, 6 weeks later, September or something. So my vision is improved. It's still not quite all there yet. I mean, if I just use my left eye, there is still a little bit of warping. Not completely straight lines, but not too bad. It's getting there. So I mean, and I'm sure it'll take another shot or two before I'm done. I was going to make one of these videos after each injection, and I never got around to it. So I don't know. Maybe this will be the only one that I do. If I do another one, it's probably just going to be one. But anyways, I just thought it might make for an interesting video. That's about it. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see ya.